Hi everyone, it's Mr Yeardsley sat in Puffin's class, going to read to read the story of Slime by David Williams. Don't know, Zora's in year 2 and she's in Puffin's. I know she's enjoyed some of the stories, so I hope you'll enjoy being back in your classroom for a bit. There's no Mrs Ellis though, she's working somewhere else today. Chapter 23, can you remember who they were finally going to go and get their comeuppance on? That's right, the person who owns the island, isn't it? And chapter 23 is called Flying Saucer. Are you allergic to cats? Asked Ned. It was an important question. Aunt Greta had 101 of them. Not that I know of, said Slime. Then let's go, exclaimed the boy. Do you have a preferred mode of transport? Surprise me. Slime smiled and translimed into a flying saucer. A flying saucer? Exclaimed Ned as he watched the thing spin and spin. I suppose I was thinking of cats. Cats drink out of saucers. You are clever. I know, agreed Slime. Let's go. Slime plucked the boy from the fort and placed him on top of the flying saucer. Which way, Ned? It asked. The boy was spinning round on top of the saucer, beginning to feel more than a little dizzy. However, he could see its aunt's colossal castle sitting proudly on the tallest hill of the island. That way, he said, pointing in every direction. You mean the castle? Asked Slime. Yes! So, who lives there? The person who owns this wretched island, the one who loathes children more than anyone, my Aunt Greta. She sounds delightful, joked Slime. Delightful is not the first word that springs to mind. So I take it you're not close. Close? Haha, I haven't seen Aunt Greta in a long, long time. Well then, we need to pop by. The slime flying saucer spun faster and faster through the sky, with poor Ned clinging on for dear life. Rrrr. Chapter 24, Kitty Litter Castle. There are cat ladies, and then there are cat ladies. Aunt Greta agreed was a cat lady. She had over 100 of them. Aunt Greta and her 101 cats, I told you she had over 100, lived in a remote castle. It stood high on a hill overlooking the entire Isle of Mulch, which she owned. Because of her obsession with cats, Aunt Greta named her home Kitty Litter Castle. The grand old lady wore long flowering dresses dotted with images of cats. Whenever she walked, she clanked because she was drowning in jewellery. There's some of her cats. Aunt Greta's jewellery was, of course, cat-themed. Cat brooches, cat earrings, cat bracelets, cat rings, cat watches, cat pendants. She even had a cat tiara, a crazy cat crown. On her walls, the lady had the most extraordinary collection of artwork, as long as she liked cats. The cats were often rendered in recreations of famous paintings. So, I'll do my best. The Mona Moggy, the cat scream, Pussy with the pearl earring, the Moggy's mother, the son of cat, the cat kiss, the laughing cataleer, Pussy portrait with a bandaged ear, cat leading the cats lunching on the grass. But there weren't just paintings of cats. Oh no, there were also statues of cats everywhere in bronze and silver and gold. Here was a statue of a cat playing with a ball of wool. Here was another one curled up asleep. She even had one of a cat licking its own bottom. As Aunt Greta had 101 cats, she couldn't possibly remember that many names, so she decided to name every single one of them Tiddles. Tiddles, it's dinner time, she would call, and 100 cats would charge towards her, sweeping her off her feet. Cats were Aunt Greta's only friend. The lady didn't like people. She didn't trust them. Even though Ned was her nephew, she never ever saw him or her niece, Jemima, or even her younger sister, their mother. That is because Greta had come into a large inheritance from a long-lost relative. It was millions upon millions upon millions, and greed wasn't sharing a penny of it with anyone. There was a huge sign outside the castle that read, "Trespassers will be eaten by cats." If this wasn't enough to put you off trying to get in, then the lack of a drawbridge over the moat might. Years ago, Aunt Greta Greed burned it, and it sank into the water below. With no drawbridge on the castle, nobody could come near. Greed could be left all alone with her riches, and of course, her cats. These pampered creatures sported sparkling diamond-encrusted collars, devoured caviar, fish eggs, which might not sound expensive, which were hideously so, and slept on silk sheets in four-poster beds. In the event of her death, Aunt Greta was planning to leave Kitty Litter Castle and all its contents to, you've guessed it, her cats. There were times when those close to Aunt Greta begged for her to help, for a morsel of food, for somewhere to sleep for the night, for a penny to help anybody, even those in desperate need. Even Ned, when he needed some new tyres for his wheelchair, had been spurned by his wicked aunt. There's the cats living all there. As were the children of the island. One day a group of children plucked up the courage to ask, "Please may we play a game of football on one of your fields you own?" Without a word to them, Aunt Greta set 101 cats on the children. "Tiddles, attack! Meow, scratch!" Needless to say, the children never asked again, but they never forgot her cruelty, and neither did Ned. Chapter 25. A Swarming Sea of Cats. The Slime Flying Saucer, or USO, or unidentified slimy object, spun through the sky. It spun so fast that poor Ned couldn't hold on any longer. One by one, Ned could feel his fingers lose their grip. As the USO flew over Kitty Litter Castle, the boy felt himself flying through the air. "Ah!" he screamed. Slime chased after him, but Ned was spinning so fast it couldn't catch him. He tumbled through the air into the castle's moat. Splosh! The boy sank deep under the water. He couldn't swim. Unless Slime did something, and fast, Ned would be no more. Slime dived down into the moat and came back up as some kind of sea monster with a soaked Ned riding on his back. Needless to say, as it was wet, the monster was slippery too. Ned, who couldn't hold on, "Whoa!" he cried as he slid down the monster's back. Just as he was about to fall off completely, the monster swished its tail and sent the boy flying through the air. Whoosh! Whoa! Ned flew straight over the wall of the castle. Ah! Below him, Ned could see the castle courtyard getting nearer and nearer. It was a swarming sea of cats. Cats of every size and colour. Black cats, white cats, ginger cats, grey cats, red cats, blue cats, even one of those weird baldy cats. Meow, meow, meow. Any moment now, the boy was going to land right on top of them. "Help!" he screamed. "Cats!" Sss. Chapter 26. Eaten Alive. As Ned tumbled through the air, he shut his eyes tight. The boy was about to be eaten alive by 101 cats. However, what Ned didn't see was that Slime was arching up from the moat to form a bouncy castle beneath him. A bouncy castle made of slime. A slouncy castle. Walliams Dictionary has this, so just back off. The slouncy castle landed right on top of the cats. Meow, meow, meow. Ned landed in the dead centre of the slouncy castle. Boing! Only to find himself back up into the air again. Whoosh! Back over the wall. Whoosh! Heading straight for the moat again. Little diagram. Once Ned had been plucked from the murky depths, slime turned itself into a ladder. A sladder. Walliams Dictionary. Come on, guys, get with the beat. A sladder seemed like the perfect way to get over the castle wall. That was until the boy actually attempted to haul himself up with his arms. It was so wet and slippery, he slid straight back down the moat. Eventually, after much discussion between Ned and his slimy friend, a solution was found. It was so simple, it was brilliant. The boy would be shot out of a slime cannon, or slannon, I am not telling you again, and land on top of Kitty Litter Castle. So, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Slime blasted Ned up into the air. Bang! Whoosh! Over the castle. Whoosh! Over the courtyard of cats. Whoosh! Over the other wall of the castle. Whoosh! Crash landing in the moat on the far side. Splosh! No! Slime translimed back into the sea monster and plunged down into the depths of the moat to save his friend. Once back on dry land, the boy wailed, "This is impossible!" "Nothing is impossible," replied Slime. "Getting into Aunt Greta's castle is. Yes, well, apart from that, obviously." "Obviously," the pair thought for a moment. "There must be some way over the wall and past those cats," said Ned. "What do cats hate?" asked Slime. "Dogs." "Then a dog I shall be." In an instant, Slime translimed into a dog, or a slog. "Right, that's it. Question me one more time and this book will turn into slime in your hands." Ooh, don't question him. Don't fancy slime in my hands. The slog, which was 100 times the size of a normal dog, dried itself off by doing that weird shaky thing that dogs do. Flutter. Next, the slog placed Ned on its back. Miraculously, the boy didn't slip off. It then placed away from the castle before bounding towards it and taking a gigantic jump. Leap! They leapt over the wall. Whoosh! And success! They landed in the castle courtyard, right on top of the sea of cats. Meow, meow, hiss, hiss. With cats circling them, the pair were scared. "What do we do?" asked Slime. "You're a dog," reminded Ned. "Growl at them." "I'll try," replied Slime. Grrr! Aunt Greta's cats were not easily scared. In fact, they actually laughed at this pitiful display. "Meow, how, how." Yes, that is how cats laugh. I've heard them laughing when reading my books. "Oh no," said Ned. "Oh yes," said Slime. The cats began circling the intruders before going on the attack, baring their fangs. Hiss! Some of the bolder cats began scratching at this dog with their claws. Meow! Hiss! Swipe! Scratch! Ned and Slime cowered in a corner. They cowered so far in the corner that in no time the pair were nothing more than a gooey mess. "Oh no!" exclaimed Slime. "Oh yes!" exclaimed Ned. "It looks like the end." "It certainly does. There are just so many of them." "How many?" asked Slime. "I can't count them all. They keep moving around." Still, Aunt Greta's army of cats hissed and swiped with their claws. Meow, hiss, swipe, scratch. "If they aren't scared of dogs, they must be scared of something else," reasoned Ned. "But what?" The cats were pouring nearer and nearer. "Stomp, stomp, stomp." "Water!" exclaimed the boy. "Of course," agreed Slime. Slime became a raging sea. "Now!" Slime did just as his friend asked. In no time at all, the castle courtyard was sloshing with a slimy sea or slee. This is the worst one, I promise. "Meow!" screamed the cats. Ned was right. The cats were scared of the water. In fact, they were terrified. The monstrous moggies were now leaping onto anything floating on the surface of the slimy sea. Chairs, tables, other cats. Meow, meow, meow! Ned, who was body surfing on a wooden tray, spied an open window on the wall. "Through here, Slime!" he called out. The boy slid through the window and the sea of slime followed, pouring itself through the narrow frame. Inside the castle, the boy fell on the floor. Thud! Oof! The slime poured on top of him. Splurge! "Yuck!" said the boy. Ned looked around. He was inside the biggest room he'd ever been in his life. It was a picture of opulence. Oil paintings, priceless antiques, crystal chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. It was a world away from the humble cottage where he lived. "Who goes there?" demanded a voice. It was Ned's. Aunt Greta agreed. The lady was standing right over them, dripping with jewels, and holding a particular fearsome cat in her arms. Hiss! That was the cat, not Aunt Greta. We had a few chapters up to chapter 27. We're getting quite near to the end now, folks. Normally, we'd be breaking up for half term, and I wouldn't be reading a book to you next week. Yeah, so I'm going to finish this book and read it to you another day next week. So look forward to seeing some of you sometime soon, maybe. And in the meantime, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours and keep smiling.